He done took a
Oh,
slice of her pizza.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy, Next Gen 720, and we're back with Xbox Beast Fire. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Actually, I'm trying to get to my chat. It's a new way that I'm doing it here, so you gotta bear with me. As the room is filling up, after our people in here, you see they can join from the line. Let me go to the other events. Let me see. Yeah, we good. Yes, they're already here. All right, dope shit. I got it. All right, now they're working now. Yay, guys! As you guys are filling in, hit the like button. We're gonna have a little fun tonight. Post, everybody. Do I sound clear? Do I sound crystal clear?
You crispy.
Crispy, yeah. How you liking that? How you liking it? Say, ooh, baby, I
you
like
sound
it.
great.
Ooh. So who's next? What's going on, man? So like I said, who is Maslin joining today, or what's up, Mas?
You you gotta put your stuff a little different, by the way.
What's that?
Your lag is not as bad, so that's great. But you have the part missing for the Discord.
What part missing from the Discord? In my descriptions?
No, the part
Please
where
bear
we're
with us
talking,
with these
the overlay.
technical difficulties.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I get it.
So no one can see who's talking. I mean, you guys know my voice, but just saying.
I don't know why
Oh, okay.
Can you wait? Can you guys hear Blue? Can you guys hear everybody? To make sure.
Remember, everyone, this is new for us. We are using the Discord this time, and we're using OBS to go live. So just bear with us if we have a little bit of technical difficulties. But all you have to do is bring down the Beastfire picture a little bit in that like setup that you know that I showed you.
Okay, listen. Again, Cybersburg, what's going on, baby? Let's press. Is okay. Again.
Thank you for joining us. We see you. Who's next? What's up?
Let me see.
How's it going?
Hold up. You said I gotta drag down what?
Drag down the Beastfire podcast image in your list of sources. Hi, Steve. Hi, Mister. Hi, Jordan. Hi, Tip.
It's gonna be my browser sources one up top.
1 second. Hi, Flip. Flip was here first. Hey, Tekken. Let me just open this up so I can see what you mean. Okay, so
yeah, I got it.
Sources, yeah.
I got it. All right.
There we go. Now you see who's talking. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, for sure. I got it.
Thank you, Flip. Appreciate you coming through. Judas. So remember, we do have the Discord open for people to join if they want to say something to us about our topics. You do just join the general room, and then we'll drag you in, and you'll say something, and then once you're done, you'll leave. So that's how the call-ins are going to work.
Yep. So this is great. We get a chance to not only it's just another way of interacting with the audience now. So make sure y'all are on the Discord and that y'all can jump in the rooms. I see a few people in there waiting. If we want to drag D in here? Yeah, we want to drag D in here, right?
Yeah, D. Yeah, we gotta get D in here. Is he live on his Discord?
I just dragged him in here.
There's D batch.
Good,
sorry, my bad, D.
Okay.
All right, well, again, like I said, as the room is filling up, I'm going to start with posts. What you got going? Nuno, with yourself? You still working on that next video? Dr. Dre, the Chronic, the Detox. You still, when they going to get that next video, bro?
Hey, you know, it takes time. It's like a gumbo. You know, you got to get all the right ingredients. You feel me? But I do get some... I'm going to put out some content ASAP because he ain't going to never let me live this down.
Hell no.
He's going to remind me every show, and I like that. I like my bros to be persistent and consistent with me, especially when they see something in me. But I'm just chilling, man. I had a wonderful weekend with my children. It gets no better than that, my little kings and queens. So I spent a lot of time with them. They was getting on my nerve, but you know what I'm saying? But I love it, though. I love it. But other than that, man, I'm ready to get it popping. There's a lot of new info today we can talk about. So I'm ready. Let's go. Broadband bullies.
All right. D, you there, D? D batch?
Yep. He hasn't self-muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess he's still figuring it out back there. Okay. Well, moving past D. Blue, what you got going on with yourself, Blue? When you're bringing back your Let's Speak podcast, talk to people. What's going on?
We should be able to hear you now, D. My bad. So yes, I'm doing great. I streamed a couple of times today. It was pretty awesome. I saw a few of you there. Thank you for coming by. And yeah, we got a few things lined up. I'm planning on bringing some more things to the channel. So definitely look out for that. If you're not following me on Twitter, you're missing out. I post a lot of crazy nonsense, and I also post what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. So check that out so that you are aware. More gaming content, more podcasts, more of everything. So be on the lookout.
Yeah, Blue got a few crushes, man.
Oh,
Like, man, I told him to come see me, right? Nah, love, it wasn't even like that, Blue. You ain't even got to like that. So, I'm like, wow, what's going on here?
He's referring to our conversations on the Discord. For some reason, I have this effect on people when I come in and I'm like, guys, what's happening here? Because everyone's like super hyped and they're like, nah, chill. That guy this, that guy that. I'm like, whoa, guys. And then they're like, no, Blue, but you don't understand. Like, and I'm like, oh, okay.
They switched the tone real quick.
Hey, yo, Blue be on some real live Mother May I type shit. I ain't lying, man. Blue is a lady for real. I gotta get used to hanging out with a lady, man. Blue be cutting up all day, man. Neethles, you there? Dalai Lama himself. What's up, man?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's going on, guys? I'm here. Well, like post up, I'm working on the next video. It's coming soon, but hours picked up. But I'll get it out.
My man Needles, a manager at 7-Eleven, 2 gas stations, and he run a hotel. My man.
He knows what's up.
My main man.
No. Actually, I got a funny story about that motel. So my sister's car is coming up from Illinois. I gotta go pick it up at like 1 a.m. I roll into my motel and I see this dude, and he's literally scaling my motel trying to get to the roof. I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah, he's literally climbing on the wall trying to get to the roof.
Was he
Had to
hot?
call the cops and everything.
Wow.
I don't know, man. And here's the thing: we've been hearing footsteps and shit. So
You
it's
sure
a little
what,
spooky
you
over
sure
here.
wasn't Puerto Rock trying to get that went back?
I don't know, man. But I gotta figure something out.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm sorry. D, you just get your mic together, D? Is D having problems back there?
We don't hear you, D.
You're the tech guy.
D, not D the tech god. Come on, D.
D, try going to your settings and making sure that it's picking up the right mic for you. I know that this is all new, so we're all learning.
I got my mic where it's just voice, where soon I talk, it picks up. I had it where you hold down a certain button to talk, but this is more.
Yeah, sometimes there's push to talk. Sometimes it doesn't pick up the right mic if you have a different mic set, for your normal stuff. So there's a lot of different things, different changes.
All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I'm gonna skip the small talking, and we're gonna get straight down to the meat and the potatoes. But Friday, we got a big match. The Broadband Bullies versus the Press Play or Press Start podcast.
Yes.
Press Cool.
Yeah.
I
don't know who this bum
Press
is.
start. Kofi.
I don't know who this bum is. Or where he going to sleep?
He said, I don't know who this bum is.
I really want to talk about this before we get into the nitty gritty, because I went on Twitter, and when he said, hey, he had made a tweet, do y'all want to see me play Zaire Crew? And the whole comment section immediately said either Zaire don't play games, he won't show up, or that the whole team was worse than Weapon Wheel. That we didn't play games, we couldn't play, it was gonna be a slaughter and all types of stuff. And I'm like, hold up. I had to hop on there like, hold up. Gears is life. What are y'all talking about? It's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be a lot of disappointed people in that comment section.
I'm not even gonna lie. I went to that tweet and I said to every single person, first of all, Post Up posted a little flyer for the match. So I copied that tweet, and every single person, whether they said, hey, oh, this is gonna be hilarious, oh, this is gonna be a slaughter, and I was like, for them, right? Haha. And then I posted the link to his tweet, and then people were like, because the tweet said, "Do you guys want to see us face Zaire and his team?" And people were seriously saying no, and I was like, "Oh, too bad, it's happening." And I post the link, or I'll be like, and people will be like, "This is gonna be funny to watch you wash them," and I was like, "Nah, you wrong. We good." And I post the link. I'm like,
I thought it was
troll.
BGST. No, this ain't BGST, bro. This broadband bullies. We're different. You're dealing with a different animal over here. They don't know though. They gonna find out though.
Someone
they
said,
will bend the knee.
Someone was like, does Z even play games though? I was like, yes, he does.
Yo, that was
that's
wild.
what I told you all the time, and believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see, man. They still be on the fact that I don't play no games. I'll be out there racking up the wins on their ass, though, man. Where Park at? Where Parker bum ass at?
Yo, Parker.
Yo, Parker been getting real foul at the mouth, man. He asked for that 1v1, Z, and I heard you smashed him in that 1v1.
For sure, man. It wasn't about nothing, man. Parker's... No, I will give Parker's props. He can shoot. He just slow as all hell. You know what I mean? Okay. He got the shooting down pat, but his moving... I see when y'all said I was out there moving slow at first. I can always notice Parker. Parker like Yeah, I'm like, God.
Parker's learning though. Like I feel like we have like a new hype of people that are playing.
Gears, right?
Because I feel like it's so easy to be competitive with Gears. You just kind of like throw together a match, and like you can have a private match, and a lot of people can play. So it's like pretty awesome. You can just throw it together. It's super easy in that factor. So I think that there's a lot of people that have found it to be, they found the fun in it. And so now a lot of people have been playing and they've been trying to join us, and it's awesome.
You know what? That's crazy that a lot of people I'm seeing a lot of people just now start to get in. And I watched Into Gears. I watched that that press star podcast versus Weapon Wheel. And to me, as far as how we play and who we play.
Yes, we did our research, people.
As far as how we play and who we play, like on a daily basis, you're dealing with two different levels of Gears player. And I'm not just being cocky or overconfident, because I'm confident in my team and our ability and what we're going to do. But how we play and who we play, we're a totally different level from them. And a lot of people in that comment were saying that Z was going to go get some esports team members.
No.
And me and Blue had to check them like, nah, we just regular Gears players, but y'all gonna think y'all gonna get that work. Matter of fact, we played against some esports members.
Yeah, we did.
You know what I'm saying? Before, and we didn't run.
Yeah.
We
didn't play against
PC players.
That's when I was gonna take that 6-hour trip. That's when I was gonna take that 6-hour trip.
Yeah,
Look, let me just say this straight.
We got two people in the Discord right now that's ready to join the call in. So
yeah,
that's awesome, man. Make sure y'all join the Discord, man, if y'all want to chime in on whatever we're talking about tonight. Not just chat in the chat, but come in and give y'all opinion. Blue gonna be dropping that link throughout the show. So
shout out to my man Terabyte Gaming. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody. My man Tebow, the finest. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like you said, Mojo Boost, what's going on, baby? We about to get the show started right now. Did D ever get his mic together?
That
he's here. Right, looks like he's still muted.
Hey, D, you good?
It looks like he's muted right now.
Unmute yourself, D.
But
within Discord.
This Friday is gonna be interesting either way, no matter if they're on PC or not.
Oh yeah, they can play on PC. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's going from the Press Start podcast to the Press Lose podcast. So let's just see this Friday.
For sure. So anyway, getting right into the nitty gritty. Like I said, there've been a few things that came out since the last time we got together and speak. We got big exciting news. Well, for those of you guys out there, Forza fans, the Forza Horizon 3 has just been updated to support the Xbox One X. And what I'm hearing from everyone that's playing it, they said the game is beautiful. 4K HDR, 4x MMSA. Post.
Yeah.
What's going on with this Gears patch, and what does it include? I haven't tried it
yet. Oh man, it's getting
What happened with Digital Foundry though? With Digital talk you posted.
Well, the one thing I didn't like about Digital Foundry,
here we go.
In their assessment is that instead of comparing the Forza Horizon 3 to the base Xbox version, they only compared it to the PC version, and I don't understand that. That was kind of odd. Majority of the people even the people who are still on the fences, who are on the Xbox or Xbox One S, um, most of them, in my assessment, will pretty much want to see the difference between the base version of the game and the game running on the Xbox One X. The one they did, it was just, we know what the PC is capable of. We know the PC run 4K. We know the PC is doing 60 frames per second and things like that. We understand that. The comparison should have been with the base version of the Xbox and the Xbox One X. Why they didn't include the base Xbox version, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure if they would have compared it to the base version, you probably would have seen a bigger jump, a bigger leap, in regards to the textures, the quality, and everything like that, because it's running native 4K. It's not no adaptive resolution, no checkerboarding, no nothing like that. Native 4K is running at a solid 30 frames per second. It has 4x MSAA, which is anti-aliasing. It has the 16x anthropometric filtering. It's pretty much matching the ultra settings on the PC in some areas. Not all areas got ultra setting, but majority of it is pretty much on par with the ultra settings of the PC version. And from what I'm hearing, the only thing the PC got over it is that it has the 4x MSAA, but it also have the FXAA on top of that. So like when they zoom in 300%, you see less edges on the PC version than the X version, but it's minuscule. It's minimum. It's not even really noticeable. But other than that, man, it's
well. How did it stack up? Did it hold its own? Like, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh, you neck and neck.
Good now, D.
Yeah, it ran neck and neck. They said it was pretty much on par with the ultra setting PC version.
Yeah.
And I know D can back me up on this. It's pretty much on par with the ultra PC settings.
Forza Horizon.
You know, yeah, but I just don't understand why they didn't compare it to the base version of the Xbox instead of the PC.
Now listen, I want to say this. Now Dave ain't here to defend himself, and but me, I ain't got friend no foe. You know what I mean? Last week on the multiplayer, he called himself giving me an L, but my blood pressure was high. And I had to close the show. I thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night. He said he was giving me this L because I'm always saying, like, why are they... And I'm going to say this again. I don't understand what's the purpose of them comparing the Xbox One X version to the PC version. Like, you know what I mean, of the game. You know, they should have compared it again. Or they did the Xbox or the Xbox One, and they wanted to add it to the PC. Fine. But like you said, it should have been compared to the standard Xbox version so people can see...
Like they was doing the PS4 and the Pro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In all fairness, I actually thought they did a good job. They actually pointed out everything on there. They let you know that it was a stark difference over the original Xbox One version. So it's not like they didn't state it. And to be honest with you, I think it's a compliment to the Xbox One X that they're actually comparing it with the PC, because I have both versions, and apart from the 60 frames per second, they're virtually the same. Like the shadow detail is not as good on the Xbox One X, and the anti-aliasing is just a tad better on the PC. With they have FXAA on top of the MSAA. I put it in my video today, and to be honest with you, you have to see. They have to zoom in for you to actually see
Facts.
it. So in motion, apart from the 60 frames per second, you're gonna think it looks exactly like the ultra settings on the PC. So they're really technical. So their job is to point out these little nuances, these little different. That's their job, and I think they did a good job on the video. Now, as far as the regular Xbox One, I think they could have put the regular Xbox One version up there. I don't know if they weren't thinking ahead of the time and recorded some footage for it, because I know for myself, I wanted to do it, and I'm like, oh damn, my Forza is updated now, so I can't even like show the old version because I got the updated version now.
Yeah.
So it might have been a situation like that, but let's be honest, it's like 4 times the resolution of the regular Xbox One version. We're getting enhanced shadows, better textures, better reflections, better level of detail. Like it's a night and day difference, and it's native 4K, no checkerboarding, no dynamic resolution, no funny stuff, and it runs at a solid locked 30 frames per second. That's impressive. I don't really see the downside. Like, hopefully they'll revisit it, and I think they will in the next few days. They probably will put up a comparison of the regular Xbox One version, but I think it's a good showing for the X that it's even in the same conversation as the PC version. That's a compliment.
It's a great showpiece or showcase for the X. And what really impressed me was the native 4K with the 4X MSAA. Like, that was that much headroom, you know what I'm saying, left to get that done. I really think at some point they probably was testing a 60 frames per second version, because if you brought, they say it only took them a day to get it up and running on the X in 4K, and they had a lot of headroom, so they probably messed around with a 60 frames per second. I know D pointed this out in his video that he wished it would have been like another mode with 1080p 60 frames. That would have been welcome. I think it could have been possible with the headroom that they had.
Technically, I think based on the specs and the extra oomph that they have in that CPU, the extra tweaks that they put in there, I really do think they could achieve 1440p 60 frames for that game if they put the effort in. But let's be fair, it is an older title now, and we are moving into Forza Horizon 4 this year. So, maybe they just didn't want to invest the resources doing that.
Hey, listen, my man, shout out my man Mike Fish getting flirted on, right? He said, so next gen, you ain't going to announce the fact that she sounds sexy as fuck.
Bro, you're supposed to ignore that.
He said the best.
I know Mike, my man, though. Mike, my man. Hey, yo, Mike, cool out, man. He's a married man, about 9 kids. Mike got about 9 kids, and he married, man. I'm going to tell your wife, bro. Jesus Christ.
We're gonna tell your wife. Stop that.
Man.
Stop that.
Where you said it was S's though. Oh, Jesus.
What? I say S the way you're supposed to say S. I don't understand.
Jeez Louise.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I got me blushing over here.
Oh my Lord.
Oh man. Hey, Needles, you there, good brother?
I'm here.
What are your thoughts? Are you into Forza? Listen, you guys do me a favor. As you guys are joining, do me a favor. You'd be so kind, like I said, to hit the like button, share it out. Like, what are your thoughts? Talk to me. You all about this Forza Horizon?
Oh yeah. Forza Horizon 3 is easily like the best Forza for me, and I would much rather play that than Forza Motorsport 7. So that's what I'll be for my racing.
All right. So okay. Well, like I said, we still have 4 this year. 4 will be out most likely around September, like they always come out. And I've always said before that I've enjoyed the Horizon series better than them. I don't like simulation racers. I mean, like I said, I'm a little old school. I like shit. I wish they can go back and give us a Project Gotham. But that was my shit, you know what I mean? But it is. I don't think Microsoft is going to double down like 2 races or 3 races rather. They got the Horizon, they got the Motorsports, and I guess Project Gotham is I guess the odd man out. But go figure, though. It is what it is. Well, you know what? Project Gotham is what Horizon is now, more or less, without the kudos. Well, that's the same type of
bills
game.
Right quick, Z. Let's pay the bills.
Okay.
Let's pay the
bills.
Cyrus Burke says, with a 2-piece of the biscuit. He said, Mike is MVP for the comment, not gonna lie.
Oh my God, Cyrus, you just had to. You couldn't let it go.
You gotta pay the bills.
Listen.
You gotta pay the bills.
Thanks for that 2-piece of the biscuit, player. Church is going.
For sure, man. Like I said,
I don't even know what we're talking. What?
We was talking about Forza Horizon being upgraded for the Xbox One X.
Okay,
it was a small patch. It was like 650 megabytes. I think.
I'm not really like even a Forza fan. I know. I'm sorry, but I'm not really into the racing games. Whenever I did play it, it was just for the super fun Hot Wheels DLC that they had. I don't know if you guys played it. It was fun. But I think it's pretty. It looks amazing. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, I mean, you're not into car games.
Hey, we got the real in here.
We want to welcome Mass and Xbox Juice to the show.
What up?
Xbox
Juice. What's going on, people?
His voice sound real crunchy right now.
Crunchy.
Like you done strangled a few hookers or something. You alright, Mass?
There's a couple. We ain't gonna talk about that. No, not today. Not today. I think the statute of limitations over, bro. I'm good to go.
All right, for sure. But anyway, like I said, I'll give you guys a chance to chime in. We were talking about Forza Horizon 3 being updated for the Xbox One X, 4K, Oh, think about it. A native 4K game, open world on a console. You never thought we'd see that. We got two. We got that in The Witcher 3. It's not mistaken. It's also native 4K on a console. You never thought we'd see the day. But anyway, what are your thoughts about the Forza Horizon? Have you seen it yet? Have you tried it out or no?
Yeah,
I've PC already, but talk to me.
I've played it on the X just to see the comparisons. Good, but I feel like they use Forza Horizon 3 and Forza 7 as a test bed for Forza Horizon 4.
Okay,
facts. I can agree with that.
I feel like they just used how they could improve certain things here and there to see what they can make Forza Horizon 4 look like and perform like.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question then. Now, does the PC version have HDR?
Nope.
Oh,
No.
sorry. Let me cut my shit.
I knew it.
He's gonna start it, you man.
I know this Negro.
You been getting your GTX 1080 Ti and got
This
HDR?
Negro.
You ain't got HDR on the
Negro.
Ti? Oh, come on, man. We ain't doing it like that. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. So the Xbox One is a definitive way to play Forza Horizon.
Or no.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But
Does the Xbox One X run my frames?
I don't know, bro.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
You got a
I didn't think so.
You got a glass eyeball anyway.
So.
You got a glass eyeball anyway, bro.
Right, then I guess I can't see that HDR.
You know what though? On the matter of frames though, if you guys look in my video today, there's a certain part where I just pause it and you can like see it change from 30 frames to 60 frames per second.
Yeah,
and it's a huge difference.
It was I noticed it too. It was a lot smoother, a lot faster. I can understand why people is rooting for 60 frames per second because when they switch from 30, a lot of people say you can't see it, but when they switch,
bullshit.
I immediately noticed the difference. I was like, I see what people talk about now.
Yeah, you get the same kind of feel if you switch from frames per second mode on Tomb Raider in like the 4K mode. It's totally different. It's smoother, a whole lot smoother. I haven't had a chance to try out the Forza Horizon 3 yet though, so I'm doing that right now. I'm gonna let y'all know.
Okay.
Live update.
All right. Okay. Well, like I said, moving right along. There's a few topics we want to tackle today. We get into like this is the meat, the grit of the show. 2018. Now I've seen there's a lot of hot debate going on Twitter and how you say Discord about who's going to have the better 2018. They say Nintendo. Some people are running with Sony. I don't know what Nintendo has. You know what I mean? If you guys know what Nintendo may have as far as exclusive wise, you guys can fill me in. I don't know. But as far as Sony, they got God of War, which I can't wait to play. And I know a lot of people have been ragging on God of War because of Kratos can't jump, calling him a white fucking single father out there in the gaming streets, man. They said they stereotyping my man. You know what I mean? They got a white protagonist, wife left him, whatever the hell happened, single father out there in the streets, right? Go figure. Can't jump. So people have been ragging on that. Spider-Man does look awesome. I can't wait to play Spider-Man.
Can't jump. What shit is that?
He can't jump, man. No Days Gone. I don't know if that's still releasing this year. I don't know. I don't see Sony putting out God of War, Spider-Man, No Days Gone, and T-Human. They got something else. That's just too much for 1 year. Plus, you have all of the AAA multiplax. And, I mean,
so you think that it's gonna be like pushed back?
Yeah,
yeah. A lot of
you got 12 months in the year. They usually put out exclusive like once every 4 months. A AAA exclusive. You know what I mean? They break it down in quarters that they're backing themselves. Like other games exclusives, whether they're near Night Automata and all that shit, that's not made by Sony. You know what I mean? Made by another company. But I don't see Sony putting out 4, 5 AAA themselves that they're bankrolling in 1 year. Like that's I don't know.
I think there's a good possibility it will come because I'm pretty sure The Last of Us is not coming until next year. I think The Last of Us will probably come next year, February or something like that. I think it's either going to drop in September or in November.
The Last of Us?
No, Days Gone. Spider-Man is either going to drop September or November, and whoever gets what spot, Days Gone is going to take the other spot. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out.
Wait, how it go? Normally, God of War is in March or so. Normally, typically would have been. I think Spider-Man.
That's not happening. God of War probably ain't coming till like August.
Well, I don't know.
Really?
God of War is coming in March.
There's like dates up. on some website.
Not coming in August.
Whatever. But I'm just saying, I don't see.
He's like, yeah, all right, so.
I don't see Sony putting out 4 or 5 AAA, because you got to realize that next year it's gonna be. Well, this year's gonna be a big year. You got an Anthem. That's gonna eat up the charts. You got Red Dead Redemption. That's gonna eat up the goddamn charts. You got of course 2K. You got Madden. You got if they get PUBG. That's gonna eat up the goddamn charts. So again, I don't and it's smart. Only people that can really go out there and compete against the multi-plats is Nintendo, because a lot of those games don't come to their platform anyway. You know what I mean? So Nintendo's in a kind of a unique spot. So that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? But
I think. Yeah. I think if there's any credence to the rumor of the PS4 Pro Slim, I think they'll probably launch that.
Yeah, that'll be an E3 announcement.
PS4.
But I'm pretty sure Days Gone is this year. Days Gone, Spider-Man, and God of War, and I'm pretty confident title.
Yeah, I say we get those 3 this year. I mean, I don't see too much more than that.
Detroit, two Human, you got that.
And they real for 2018. They had Spider-Man. They had Detroit 2 Human.
Detroit Become Human.
Detroit Become Human.
Last Guardian.
No, not the Last Guardian. They, what's the other game? Dream. They had Dreams in that real. Yeah. And I think Days Gone was in there. I'm not sure if I even saw that in the real. But it was like 4 games they had in that real.
But the only time that they need to watch out for really is November, because November is the killer month. End of October, November is a killer month when all the multiplats come out. So if they release something in September and something in December, they're fine. They're gravy.
It was Spider-Man. It was Detroit Become Human. It was Dreams, and it was Shadow of Colossus. Those are the games that they had in the real.
Shadow of Colossus coming out.
I see them pushing Spider-Man for November.
Shout out to Unchained.
Spider-Man is a known franchise kind of. So
Spider-Man is gonna come out. They're gonna try to have it come out sometime around Avengers, so that they can gain that momentum. That's free advertising. We got a Spider-Man game and Spider-Man's in the Avengers. That's free advertising.
So when does the Avengers come out?
I think it's May, right? May. Yeah. So Spider-Man gonna be somewhere around there. It's gonna be somewhere around there. It may not come like right when, but it's gonna be somewhere around there so they can use that momentum. So it's the same reason.
Spider-Man's done.
It's the same reason we got Star Wars.
We have our first call-in. Operations in the building.
What's going on?
What's good, Operations?
What up, Operations?
Quick question. So assessment I have since 2017. So before, what was it, E3 2017, right? The ongoing debate, right, was which console family outsell each other, right?
What'd you say?
Speak up.
Say that one more.
All right, so the ongoing debate between everybody was which console family outsell each other. I do believe some people are on record are saying they don't believe the X will outsell Slims or the other cheaper consoles. My question is, why are people now trying to segregate the X from the Xbox family, trying to make it look as a failure at this point right now? Question for a panel, everyone.
Okay. I'm cracking it first. I see what you're saying. You said why are they trying to separate the X and putting the X against the PS4 stand or PS4 family of PS4s and the Switch? Because to fit the narrative, you know what I mean. And listen, I underestimated the how you say the value of a $200 Xbox One, you know what I mean, Slim or whatever the case. I really thought that, the consoles came out in 2013, you know what I mean. That everyone, whoever really wanted the Xbox or play better got it. Now they want the newer consoles, you know what I mean. So I thought that the X will probably be Microsoft's, flagship selling console. But again, they're trying to separate, in my opinion, so it gets to fit their narrative, you know what I mean. So that's just my opinion. These guys may have something else to add or say, you know what I mean. It's always something.
All right, cool. I don't want to call them away out because they're not here to defend themselves, which is like the biggest possible.
Well, you had it bad, player. We always want to ruffle some feathers.
I do believe it's Porter was on record for saying he doesn't believe the X will outsell Slims. I think he said that in one of was a multiplayer podcast, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, he on the multiplayer, he probably did. You know what I mean? And again, I'm gonna say this again. I thought it's been just fit the narrative as what's been prevalent since 2013. It's been power, resolution. You understand that? Now, and again, I understand that when the Pro came out, it didn't, I guess, set the gaming streets on fire. It didn't overtake the PS4 because, and I also said this, there's no damage control. looking at the Pro and looking at the Slim, and they said you can get HDR, quote unquote, on the Slim. There is no big difference. There's, you know, I mean, even the developer came on the record said the Pro was a 10% advantage, a boost over what was already out. You know what I mean? But comparing the X to what we already had in 2013 hardware, there's a huge disparity, difference between them. You know what I mean? And again, I think Microsoft really needs to get out there and, I don't know, push that narrative or show. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, though. You know what I mean?
I've always been of the notion. We always stated that, you know, when it comes to the X, we never said it was going to outsell even the Xbox One S or the PS4 Slim or anything like that. We always stated, we always put it in the comparison between the X and the PS4 Pro. Nowadays, that whole narrative has changed. Now people are taking the sales of the X and applying it and comparing it to everything from the PS4 Slim to the Pro, all that packaged together, and saying, man, it's not doing numbers. But that wasn't the comparisons or what we talked about prior to it even releasing. We was always comparing the X to what it was going to do in comparison to what the PS4 Pro had already done, and we was under the notion that it was going to outsell it, which it did. Which is, I'm pretty sure it still is, especially if it took December. Now, this notion that it can outsell the PS, that was just stupid. That's just stupidity at its best. At its best, right there. But you know, people, you know, narratives change. It is, from what I see.
Anybody else take a crack at that? Anybody else?
Yeah, y'all start on with it, man. It's basically they just using it to fit their argument. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, the system is more powerful in every way. It doesn't matter if you got exclusives or not. I mean, the multi-plats are gonna look better. This Forza Horizon 3 is crazy. I'm playing that shit right now. Most of the enhanced games that we have right now, and the list of enhanced games that we have is what, double the list of the PS4 Pro at this point. I mean, so it's really comes down to the narrative. I mean, now it's all about games and exclusives and stuff like that. So you'll see more of it, especially when the X starts dropping out some, or the Xbox start dropping some exclusive. You'll see more of that kind of talk.
Yeah, changing of the guard.
I think Sony set the precedent with this, with the PS4 Pro, and they grouped it in with the PS4, because I don't think these companies, although especially in the Xbox One X case, it is like a generation ahead of its predecessor. They still see it in the same kind of family because the games will play each. And I think in 2019, 2020, when we get the next generation of consoles, that will be a true breakaway, and then that's when they'll start counting them again. So I think that's why they kind of have them grouped together. Now, I think when VR finally makes its way onto the Xbox One X, I think then we'll start to see more of the power and the things that it can do over the regular system, because we're going to get some great experiences. And by the way, if anyone has an Oculus Rift out there, I was goofing around today, you can actually play your Xbox One X on your Oculus Rift. Just saying.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Well,
thank you for calling in, Operation. We appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
No doubt.
Appreciate you tuning in too, man.
So I guess going back to the original statement or whatever, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know what Nintendo may have or what they have for exclusive wise. If someone knows, you can please fill me in. But for Microsoft, we know we're getting State of Decay 2, which is probably that's my most anticipated game from Microsoft this year. Forza Horizon 4, Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, Ori and the Blind Forest 2, if I'm not mistaken, right? Ori and the Blind Forest 2.
No sleep on that Ori and the Blind Forest. I mean, I know it's not a lot of people's cup of tea, but that's a pretty good game, man.
Ori and the Blind Forest 2, and I'm hoping we get something. My wish list is that we get something else, maybe maybe Battle Tools. I'm gonna throw that out there again. And something, a new update or something for Killer Instinct, maybe Killer Instinct 2 or however they're gonna do it. I mean, now comparing Microsoft's exclusive, what I just named, and what we know we're getting from Sony. You know,
I get Nintendo stuff.
Okay.
Is basically all the stuff I guess they put out at that little direct, whatever, which I did a video on. Self plug, go watch that. Which was The World Ends With You, which is a DS game that they are gonna charge more for now than it was when it came out. Mario Tennis Aces, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze getting a re-release on Switch, Hyrule Warriors, Definitive Edition for Switch, Dark Souls Remastered, which is coming to everything, and there's a couple other like small things, like DLC for Mario and DLC for Mario Rabbids, but that's pretty much the Switch's lineup.
So no
unless
Mario, well, I see they remixing with Donkey Kong, right? That's just this year.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. That was the one that was on the Wii U. They're gonna re-release it.
Okay.
So it's a year of remasters for that console.
Yeah, well, and then I don't know. Maybe they'll have a Fire Emblem. Maybe Bayonetta. I don't think that's coming out this year. I think that's coming out next year. That's about it.
Yeah, I want to see Bayonetta coming out this year.
Man, they only showed the lead. That should be gonna probably get that to about
all I saw was
2019. So I mean, again, I may seem a little biased, but if I could see, was it Mario, was Zelda, or maybe a Metroid in there for Nintendo, but they don't have any of those. Is it Pokemon this year? I don't know, whatever Pokemon they're gonna do or whatever.
No, that ain't.
They might show Pokemon at E3, but I don't think one's coming out this year.
They'll have a direct for it, but it's not coming out no time soon.
Okay, well, listen, maybe you guys may object, but I can take Nintendo's name out of this hat now. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right. Now I want to see. I'm biased. Now comparing it to Microsoft and Sony, what do we have? We got Sea of Thieves, Crackdown, State of Decay 2, Forza Horizon 4, Ori and the Blind Forest 2. And now what we have from Sony? God of War, Spider-Man, Detroit, No Days Gone or something, and
Days Gone.
And Shadow of Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the bigger year in terms of exclusive buys?
I'll take this. I think the Xbox. I'm glad that they have some exclusives coming out, but I'm just gonna be honest here.
Sony.
Apart
cut
from
his mic, eject though, cuz eject.
Apart from that remake that Sony's doing of that game, you said it, Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah. Apart from that, the other games that they're releasing, some of them are new experiences, new franchises, and the one thing that all of them have in common, except for Shadow of Colossus, the graphics are mind-blowing. Now, I know we choose sides here, but I like the Xbox. It's like I'm an Xbox, but I'm a gamer, and seeing those zombies or whatever the hell they call them, tweakers or freakers or whatever the hell they call them in Days Gone, when he's he's running up the building and they're all chasing him and there's so many of them, and they're just piling and piling and piling on. That was an intense video. I could just imagine playing that.
But you already seen that in 2009 with Left 4 Dead. Now, come on, man.
Left 4 Dead. No. Let's keep it real here. Left 4 Dead is not doing it on that level. No freaking way.
What about Dying Light? Dying Light had a lot of good zombies, and the graphics on that
still not as many as that. Did you see how many was in that video?
Nobody care about zombies on the screen, man. Get the hell out of here.
What? Dying Light has a whole bunch of zombies. What you talking about?
Did you see all those? Here we go. Here we go. Going up to the house, and
nobody cares about zombies. Look, all those games are single player experiences.
Dying Light has a lot of zombies, but they're not all grouped together like that.
Hit the like button.
All those games are single player experiences. Where's the multiplayer? Where's the person that likes to group up with their friends and play games?
Graphically, those games are a league beyond what we're getting on the Xbox One platform. And Microsoft needs to step up their game and counter these studios, because they're producing some fantastic looking titles. And the best looking titles that we have on our platform, Rise and Quantum Break. Okay, Gears of War, it looked amazing too. The HDR was good in that. Forza looks good.
Them games look just like The Last of Us. The last couple games that they brought out, all those.
Have you played The Last of Us recently? The Last of Us does not look like Days Gone. It's graphically.
Well, of course not, because it's a newer game. Of course not, it's a newer game, but it's gonna look similar.
Right, that's their formula though. That's what they're gonna go with from here on out because that's what works.
Where are the games that gets the community involved? Where's the games? This is the problem. The story player games.
This is the problem. This is the exact problem. Is that Microsoft? We as Xbox gamers expect certain things from Microsoft. Microsoft going off in different directions, which is hilarious because everybody say they only do one thing. Microsoft going off in this direction, and we like, what the hell are y'all doing? But PlayStation is like, oh, y'all like Uncharted and The Last of Us. We will make a whole bunch of games that look like Uncharted and The Last of Us.
Like screaming at us right now.
It's just the reality of the situation. They go keep doing that.
The situation is that we're getting Gears year after year. We're getting Forza year after. We're getting the same shit.
Cut these mic off, please. I can't.
Yo,
I can't.
Bro,
hey, what about that State of Decay?
You see, I'm being honest. This is why this is the problem with fanboys.
Oh shit.
Some fanboys get complacent. Listen, I want Microsoft.
So you okay with Sony bringing out the same kind of single player experience?
I want Microsoft to push the boundaries. I want to see some new experiences. I want to see some that wow me. In the 360 days, when Gears came out, when Halo came out, it was like wow. Microsoft is not wowing us anymore.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with your argument.
When it comes to the Sony platform, I don't care if you like their games or not. Graphically, they destroy our games. End of story.
1000%. I agree that Sony puts out more realistic graphical games. But the bullshit about Microsoft needs to give us new experiences, State of Decay, Crackdown, and Sea of Thieves are all three different fucking things. Absolutely different games.
New experience, bro.
They're absolutely different games.
It's not. It's the same franchise. It's not a new
so
experience.
we got a State of Decay, a Crackdown, and a Sea of Thieves type game last year. I'm asking.
We had them before. It's just
not a new experience. The only new experience we're having
is
Crackdown 1 and 2.
He said
is God of War, is Spider-Man a new experience?
Right. The only new experience there is Sea of Thieves.
So
is God of War and Spider-Man a new experience?
Are they new experiences?
God of War is not a new franchise.
The power of the cloud.
The game is completely different.
Nah, man, you can say
it's not completely different.
It doesn't play like Hellblade. So it doesn't look like Hellblade?
None of us have played the game yet to know how it plays.
It doesn't look like Hellblade? It's a yes or no.
But you don't know, like you haven't played Crackdown.
I agree. This is so. Does it look like Hellblade?
No, it doesn't look like Hellblade. No,
it doesn't look like Hellblade. It's not a third person. It's not an over the shoulder thing where you're fighting in asymmetric environments.
Who cares if it's an over shoulder? It doesn't look like the game.
Yeah, man.
So it's the same experience as being God of War 1.
It's the same experience. That's what I'm asking.
God of War 4. It goes on and on, man.
Completely different. You're off.
Okay, so Spider-Man. Is Spider-Man? Does it not look like every other Spider-Man game that's come out except for
it doesn't.
prettier?
It doesn't look like any other Spider-Man.
It doesn't look like you're just swinging from building to building.
It looks like freaking CGI. Are you blind?
It doesn't look like every other. It doesn't look like every. I'm talking about gameplay. Focus.
No, it didn't look like any other.
It doesn't look like. It doesn't look like it's gonna play like the other Spider-Man.
It didn't.
It didn't.
Look like
really?
Spider-Man game I played before. No.
Really? Are you sure?
It doesn't look like it looked a quantum leap above any other Spider-Man.
It looked prettier. It looked prettier, but it doesn't play the same.
We're not talking about. We're not talking about the graphics.
How do you know if it plays the same or not? Have you played it? The game.
I'm talking about from what we're looking at.
But you just said Crackdown.
It looks like Batman.
But you just said it. You said that the ones for Xbox were the same. Did you not say that? They're not new experiences. That's what you said, correct?
That's right. And I'm asking about the experience.
What Mass is talking about is if the games play the same, if they look the same in terms of how they move and how they.
That's the whole point. Those games are looking like CGI.
That CGI. What the fuck are you talking about? How does CGI look in gameplay?
We're just gonna have
gameplay. We're talking about gameplay. We're not talking about graphics. We're talking about gameplay. Not graphics.
Listen,
not graphics. We talking about gameplay.
They have dreams coming out, whether we like it or not. It's a new experience.
Does Spider-Man?
They have more.
I know you're trying to sidestep this L, and that's not going to happen.
Listen. They have Horizon.
I know you're trying to sidestep this L, and that's not going to happen.
Horizon Zero Dawn. If you honestly tell you, I don't want to do the semantics back and forth. Like you're in denial. This generation, Sony has brought a lot more new experiences than Xbox has. Period. That's the truth. And I want Xbox to be better, and I want them to bring more new experiences.
I want them to do all of those things.
But were we not just talking about the games coming out? Which one? What are you talking about? Are we talking about the games?
No, new experiences over
I want them to do all that. So, right, Quantum Break and Ori and the Blind Forest and Rise, none of those are new experiences, right?
Because
Sunset Overdrive,
Sunset Overdrive, none of those are new experiences. I'm just asking a question. Because you acting like they haven't brought stuff. Whether or not you like it, whether or not you hate it, it's the same. Did they bring it or yes or no?
We can argue all we want about this, but you know what? You're in the minority because you know what? People are buying the PS4.
We're all in the goddamn minority.
Because they have
we're all in the goddamn minority.
Hit the like button.
We're all in the goddamn minority. People are buying PS4 and they're mostly buying NBA 2K, Madden, and COD.
I can be for the Xbox brand without kissing the ass. I'm sorry.
I'm 1,000%.
You want to be cheap?
I'm not saying anything about Xbox. I'm asking a question.
One at a time. Come on, that's one at a time.
I've stated my opinion already. I don't need to repeat it. I said what I said. We disagreed. That's it.
Hey, so you silly nigga, he ain't playing no games today.
So I'm gonna ask you. Have they not been putting out new experiences?
Not at the same volume as Sony.
Okay. That's different.
That's
right?
Completely different from they haven't been doing it. Correct.
It's on a small level compared. It's on a smaller level.
Okay, so name all the new experiences.
What's all the new experiences for Sony?
That Sony came out with outside of 2017.
It's a fact. It's just a fact. You can say that fucking Xbox has 3
with
new
the changes they made,
and Sony has 6 more new experiences. Doesn't matter if it's
hold on. Let me interject. Hey, first of all, look, one at a time. We don't want clutter.
Yeah,
we want
why are you guys fighting? Calm down.
Look, if Maz and D-Batch gonna go at it, let them go at it, stay out of it until it's over. But we want clear and concise and not clutter. But I do want to ask a question. If the changes that they made to God of War, the one that's coming out, wouldn't that be a new experience with the new changes to the game and the gameplay and how it differ from previous?
No, because they say the same stuff about Halo. The Halo had a new experience. They had a new character.
No.
What are you talking about?
Halo didn't have.
Couldn't go in there with 4 people.
Nigga, who
side is you on? They had a black guy. That's it.
Are you bleeding green today? Is you bleeding green today?
No, I'm just asking a question, man. I'm just trying to get some clarity here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just asking. With the God of Wars of the past and the one that's coming out, it's 2 totally different games in regards to game mechanics.
The gameplay, I agree.
So wouldn't that be a new experience for? Okay, y'all can continue. I'm gonna fall back.
Well, let me ask you a question.
No, that's not no new experience. Get out of here. I wouldn't say.
I said it's a new. Hey, it's a different game. They went on a different direction to use the God of War name and Kratos.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna see if I can maybe get his to tell us. Now, Juice and those guys are saying maybe the same experience because there's no multiplayer added on. It's just
I'm not saying that. That's Juice. That's Juice. I won't put myself out of that part.
I'm saying, where are there experiences for people that like to get into parties and stuff like that? Like,
that's all Juice.
Okay, I'm just saying, you know what I mean. That's the way he looks. It's a one-player story-driven game.
Juice, I'm trying to help you play. You're a broadband bully. We don't take L's.
That's all Juice. I'm staying away from that.
All I was talking about.
You sipping a little bit too much of that juice right there, that green juice.
Microsoft always talking about these story games Sony comes out, and they always get a pass on it. Like, so Microsoft does the same thing. They don't get a pass. They got to come up with
and that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying before he jumped in with all that extra stuff that he did. Sony, for better or worse, they cater to their audience. Microsoft doesn't. They went left. Nobody went with them. And we all looking at them like they stupid. That's what happened. Sony caters to the audience. You want these type of games? We will give you these type of games. Period. That is what they're going to do. They have done it, and they are going to continue to do it because that is what their audience is clamoring for. Just like you said, they get a pass. No, it's not that they get a pass. The people that play Sony and play PS4 ask for those things.
Thank you.
So they gave them those things. Okay. Microsoft needs to do that. They haven't.
So what is he talking about new experiences
for? Big and hold on. We got to pay the bill. Shout out to Big and Rock for the $1. I could go to McDonald's now and go to that $1 menu, give me a little cheeseburger.
No, you can't even go. You need 7 cents. You need 7 cents.
Okay,
7 cents.
Maz just made a real good point here, and we need to kind of keep this type of thinking whenever we're having these debates. In regards to we saying Sony getting the pass or Microsoft, when you look at what Sony do and what Microsoft do, Sony cater to their base. What they do for their base, I don't know how we get to this point where that seems to have an impact on what Microsoft do in their fan
So basically,
base.
what you're trying to say is that Microsoft needs to make more single player first person.
No. Microsoft to cater to what made Microsoft. And that's what Z be talking about when he goes back to the original OG Xbox days. What really Microsoft was the hardcore box. It was the bro.
Yeah,
box.
Halo made Microsoft.
It was the dude. It wasn't. I know it was Halo, but it wasn't just. It wasn't just Halo. It was the Atoji. It was the Panzer Dragoons. It was the Crazy Taxis. It was the Splinter Cell Chaos Theories. It was the Megasalts. It was the Ninja Gaidens. It was so many different plethora. It was the Jade Empires. Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. I mean, you could go. It's so many different genres that the OG. I'm talking about dope genres that the Xbox had, and they stuck to their guns back then. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If Sony's fan base loves single player experience, then let them enjoy that. It's nothing wrong with them enjoying single player experiences. OG Xbox days. Since we grew up off that Live, I was a beta tester when that multiplayer kicked in.
Yeah,
we talked
multiplayer.
About it was a wrap. Like when I played the first 2K on the OG Xbox, I want to play the season. I'm right on to the multiplayer.
Wait, hold up. My man just dropped 7 cents in the PayPal. Appreciate it, brother.
Well,
I'm just saying we need to kind of separate. We often try to talk about Microsoft and bring Sony in the picture, or talk about Sony and bring Microsoft in the picture.
On 1 second.
If we're strictly talking about,
gotta pay the bills. Shout out to my brother James Watt. Just dropped $20 in the super chat. I appreciate it, good brother.
Facts. So what we have to do is we have to, if we're strictly talking about Microsoft, you know what I'm saying? Then let's talk about Microsoft.
But we weren't. He asked the question, who's going to have the better 2018 when it comes to the exclusives? Like, who do you think is
Sony?
Sony.
Okay. And he stated his point as to why Sony did that. They went into a whole nother thing about.
Yeah, but that's why I wanted to catch it. That's why I wanted to catch it. Sony fan base enjoy single player experiences. They enjoy a diverse range of library. They enjoy some Japanese games that other people might not enjoy. But Sony knows their fan base. Microsoft needs to get back to what made their fan base and what their fan base want. And it's not wrong.
And what is that? And what is that? And what is that? Answer me that question. What is that Microsoft fan base want?
That's where
we want more variety. We want some shinier looking games. We want some games that will show off what the Xbox One X can do. We want shit like that. We want some new experiences.
Right.
And you know what?
They want something personally. I want time to make in stuff like that in previous podcasts.
Personally, I want some old experiences back too. Like, why the hell did Xbox ever get rid of the Netflix parties? That was so dope, being able to watch a movie with all my friends in chat. Why'd they get rid of that?
You about to get flamed.
That was
Why'd they get rid of versus?
I can understand they was losing money right there. You know,
1 versus 100.
And then
why did they get rid of that? That was awesome.
That's because that devolved into porn. But so just like Uno, the reason they got rid of Uno, no porn anymore. So they was like,
and plus you can buy one movie, and 8 people can come watch it. You know,
like real talk.
Netflix, like, hold on, you kind of
they're like, yo,
Xbox 360 was like Tinder. Like Xbox, like it was, hey, you show me your titties. Cool. All right, cool. Like that's what that devolved into. It was like real talk. So they couldn't control it, so they got rid of it. But this is what I'm saying. Like Xbox, the problem with Xbox and the who's gonna have a better 2018. I'm strictly saying off of what I want to play. I will play these Sony games and I'll move on. I'm not gonna play Sea of Thieves too much. It's not gonna happen. My kids will probably play the hell out of it. Crackdown 3, I'm gonna play that as long as the multiplayer is what it's supposed to be. And Sea of State of Decay, I'm looking forward to that.
Have you tried Sea of Thieves?
Yes, I played Sea of Thieves. Drunk every single time. And I'd never play it by yourself. Ever. It is horrible game by yourself. It is boring as hell by yourself. You play it with some friends, and I've been drunk every time, so I can't speak on the sober experience, so I don't know about all that. But if you play it by yourself, it's a horrible experience. You play it with friends, that's where it's fun. It's one of those things where you have to do things as a group, otherwise you might as well not touch it.
This is my assessment of both Sony and Microsoft. When it comes to Microsoft, from an online experience, no one does it better. Service-based, online, co-op, multiplayer, clients, all that stuff does it great. What I like about Sony is in their studios is that they are the best in getting the best out of their system. You know what I'm saying? As far as how the games look. If you look at what their studios have been able to do just on the base PS4, it's amazing. It's something that you can't look past. And I want that for Microsoft and their developers too. I just don't want Gears to be the only showcase piece, or that gave it that wow factor. I just don't want Gears to be that only showcase piece. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want the games to look good. I still want the online. I still want the co-op. I still want that service-based experience that Microsoft give you from a live perspective. But when I look at Sony Studios, I don't know what they be doing over there with them dev kits, but they be working magic with that shit. That's just my honest opinion,
because they don't have to implement a lot of stuff. They don't got to implement multiplayer. They don't got to implement a lot of that stuff. That's why they. No, that's why they can make their games.
That's not the problem. All that's not the problem. The problem is that Microsoft, for some reason, like they entered this generation knowing that everybody wanted better frame rates. Then everything turned to 1080p makes you a better gamer. Everything shifted to resolution. So once everything shifted to resolution, all the games, the multiplats, started shifting towards that. You see less and less cartoony multiplats these days because everything it has to look its best. Sony rode that wave because they started this. So Microsoft, for some idiotic reason, when they were in that midst of we want to be in the living room, we want everything to run through our console, that type of thing. When they were in that, they settled on we need to make games for everybody. We need to make everything that appeals to everyone. That's not your thing. That's Nintendo's thing. Let Nintendo do their damn thing. And y'all need to go back to making games that look pretty, because everybody's arguments, like today, especially the last like 30 minutes, have been Xbox needs games that are prettier. Now, ain't nobody saying shit about how they play or none of that. They just want them to look. They want them to look.
I'm not worried about
like realistic. Everybody wants the graphics.
Like they need to play.
Right.
They gameplay be on point. That's what I meant about that online experience. I know if I hop into like a multiplayer in Halo or Gears, I know I'm gonna be on Gears for hours. You say you're gonna play one match, and it's 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and me and Z like, well, this is the last game, but I'm gonna play one more. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so
that's why I said last week.
Microsoft got to go above and beyond to make their games look good with multiplayer, single player, and all that.
Microsoft, it's not about them going above and beyond. Right now, they're choosing to make everything fucking cartoons. That's not how you get your hardcore base with a hardcore system.
I would love a cinematic Halo experience.
So we're not getting
it's not about like Halo outside of Halo and Gears. Everything else is geared towards everybody can play this. It's appealing to everyone. That's not what gets in there. They're trying to hone on the single player or the multiplats that look realistic. The Metros, the Dooms, they're trying to say this is where you get that, and we still have all these everyone experiences. That was a dumbass move. That was the problem.
I still remember the Halo 2 demo on the OG Xbox at that E3, the Halo 2, which demo go down in history because that demo was fucking epic. Oh my God, if you saw that demo back. I know everybody on the panel
check it out, right? Hold up. My man Rosa Caesar Jones, You got some choice words from a man, Xbox Juice. He said Sony does cater to multiplayer fan base as well. They have the Call of Duty endorsement deals. They have the Battlefield endorsement deals, and they have the Destiny 2 deals as well. What the fuck are you ignorant?
Okay, so that means Microsoft with Metro and
Shadow
Anthem
War.
And right
Shadow War and all that
Shadow
stuff.
War, they cater to the hardcore. Then this whole conversation is moot.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean,
dumbass comes.
Yeah, I wanna go ahead and spin this around. So next gen, you said what's gonna have the better 2018? I'm gonna say something a little different. What's gonna make you happier in 2018? And for me, I'm not expecting games to come out of nowhere. I'm expecting to see the future. This E3 or whatever conference Microsoft chooses to go to, you need to show me what's not next year, what's not the year after. Just keep showing me what's coming down the line like Sony does, because we just need to know what's happening. Like, I'm sick of just seeing what's coming out next year, the actual portfolio, the actual future.
All right,
we need to know what games are coming out.
Yo, I don't know, bro. In my opinion, I don't like that shit because that's what got me off of Sony in the first place. Because they used to show all these games looking
I'd
like
rather
crazy
see something
good,
than nothing,
and they don't come out until 10,
you.
20 years from now. So that's what kind of got me off.
All right, now listen. All right, now here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I don't have an issue, and I think with them showing anything, because again, it builds up hype. You know, whether you like it or not, it gets us talking about it. You know, it starts the fanboy wars. We get our list going. We got this. We got this. We got that. Right. It's not the issue of Microsoft showing things early. It's the issue of them canceling the goddamn games. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, I'm not. Forget all the damage control. Like,
yeah, that's my issue with it.
Fable Legends got canned. I was also pissed off when Scalebound got canceled. Right? I'm a huge Fable fan, and it's not the issue of showing things. Games being delayed. That's just the nature of the business. It happens. That's just, you know what I mean? There ain't too many games stick to their street dates. You know what I mean? Shit gets moved around. It's cool. But it's the cancellation and not replacing it when anything. It's the problem was on how things got so empty on the Xbox side of things is that when they canceled these games, they didn't have anything else to fill those voids, those spots. Nothing. We didn't get anything for that. You know what I mean? So that to me was the issue. But you know, I do think Microsoft needs to start showing something because like looking into next E3s or whatever the case. We know we're gonna get a Forza, you know what I mean? And listen, and I've always said this. That's the problem with Microsoft E3s, because we more or less know that we're gonna get a Gears, a Forza, or a Halo. You know what I mean? And as far as on Sony, on the other hand, like I'm gonna be honest with you, was that E3 2016? To me, that shit came out of left field. I didn't, you know, I mean, God of War cool, but you know, I'm a big God of War fan. I was hoping they showed the God of War, but the Spider-Man caught me off guard. The No Days Gone caught me off guard. I didn't really care for the Detroit 2 Human. I like it more now. You know what I mean? They showed a different scene. But completely caught me off guard. You know what I mean? So, you know, everywhere I go, people ask about Shamu supposed to come out this year too. Shamu 3. That game looks like dog shit too, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, but
that's
my opinion.
Post up.
But that's the kind of hype they want. They want Shamu 3, 3 years ago, and where's the game at?
Oh,
at least you know what's coming.
That shit ain't coming out.
It's coming on.
That shit ain't coming out for another year.
Whenever it drops, it's gonna be on the Xbox too.
That's what I know.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be exclusive. It's coming on the Xbox too.
Posted in so far.
Nah, it's on PC and PS4.
Yeah, that's it.
It's gonna come to the Xbox.
Well, hey, we said Crash Bandicoot would come. Look what happened there. Post up.
Shit, right?
But
I didn't say Crash Bandicoot.
No, but I'm just saying. People have said that was going to come, and that never happened.
Don't try to Puerto Rock me, boy. I'm ready.
Boy, I'm ready.
Hey. But I don't know. Microsoft also needs to show what we want, like how you and Masson did say. Like, we want a mech assault. We want that multiplayer experience because, as we said, we're Xbox Live guys. Like, we like those multiplayer experiences. And speaking on graphics, you know, graphics are great. I want more realistic graphics. But let's be real here. PUBG runs like dog shit. PUBG looks like dog shit. But it's the biggest game on Xbox Live right now. I mean, everything is graphics.
We want shiny games. You want this? Like, come on, man. I don't understand.
Xbox Juice. Hey, you know what, brother? You know what? Man. You my brother, but ain't nobody defend Xbox. I thought I was a defender of Microsoft player. You don't be.
Post up. You thought wrong.
Hey, that's a question.
You got me
to the comment section. Yo, who a bigger X-Coon, K-Mega or Xbox Juice? We need type in 1 for K-Mega or type in 2 for Xbox Juice.
For real.
No, man, I just been through some shit with Sony, man. I just been through some shit with Sony. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Question,
whole other subject. Whole another subject.
What y'all think about this? According to Frozen Byte, Microsoft is basically stopping devs from making Xbox One X exclusives that the console otherwise might be getting, as there are developers who like to develop games exclusively for the Xbox One X. He said, I think there's definitely developers out there who like to bring their games to consoles, but the only thing powerful enough apart from PC would be the Xbox One X. He said, my guess is there'll be a lot more Xbox One X games if they're allowed exclusives. What y'all think about that?
Well, I mean, they kind of have to do that because
from the beginning they said they weren't going to do it, but
exactly.
I mean,
they still not going to do it.
I don't see them separating the community. Like that would be definitely separating the community
and they would be killed by the media and so on because that's just straight up lying.
It'll be look now you can get an Xbox One X exclusive game. You can't get it, and that's a whole nother issue.
They painted themselves in the corner.
Yeah,
I don't feel the games should be exclusives. I just want what they said in the beginning. I want you to maximize what you can do on the X and then downscale to the other systems.
But there are games, there are PC games that wouldn't work on anything other than the X. That's just a true statement because that's the reason they get put on PC and PC only is because they need a certain level of requirement that the consoles
and that's the point he was
older
trying
consoles
to make.
don't the older consoles don't reach, and that's the problem.
Such a game is like Star Citizen. Like Star Citizen, it's going to be very demanding on the PC for sure. But the Xbox One X could get like a lesser version of it, where I know for sure the regular Xbox One can't run it at all. It'll be running at like 5 frames per second.
Right. So like games like that, you're not going to be able to get those experiences on the lower consoles, and Microsoft painted themselves into a corner with this whole mid-gen refresh, nobody left behind. They painted themselves into a corner. You're going to start getting Xbox One X only games after the new Xbox comes out because the developers will move forward, and it won't be about whether Microsoft or Sony says it's okay. It'll be about
once the next generation
developing for one platform, right? So you'll get games like the next generation of games on the next system will run on the Xbox One X. That's just because it's strong enough to do so. It'll run worse, and it'll be like this same situation. The only difference is at that point in time, the developers can say we are only developing for this platform. Okay. And it won't be about whether Microsoft says
No, I didn't even take that into account.
And the statement will still ring true that no one's left behind because if you have an Xbox One X at that point, you can still play your 360 games and, of course, Xbox One X games.
Exactly. Right. I think the new Xbox is going to continue that trend of the backwards compatibility. I mean,
of course it will. The architecture, the PS4, the PS5, unless they drastically change something, will do the same thing. Like the architecture is all the same, so it's just like PC games. Eventually, you'll get to the point where the older system just can't push it, or the newer system is so far ahead that it runs the older game bad just because of how the code is.
No, they want to remaster that Shadow of the Colossus one more time, bro.
Oh, that's probably a true statement. That's probably a true statement. People keep going. No, that is the one part I'm with Juice about. Like they remaster this thing every
generation, bro.
Every generation, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's coming out again!
Yeah, it's coming again!"
You just played it 2 years ago. Like, calm down.
But then people will shit on like a Gears or a Halo.
Yeah, exactly.
It is
but
what
they're giving us new experiences,
right? People's experiences are always going to be subjected to them.
And I love Halo. I love Gears. I wasn't shitting on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you were.
No, I want to look at it. You was. Look at him. Stop messing with my Halo and Gears. You was talking about this.
Hey, come see me in that Gears, though. Anybody.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
anybody.
Problem in that Gears. He a problem. He definitely a problem in that Gears. And speaking again, I want to reiterate this before we continue the show. Make sure y'all tune in Friday on the Broadband Bullies. We'll be going against Press Start Podcast.
Yeah.
Who recently just kind of wiped the floor with Weapon Wheel. Oh, shit. But anybody can get it, and they definitely going to bend the knee. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
Bend the knee.
Also,
King of the North.
If y'all on the Discord right now, man, join the Discord. If y'all want to chime in, if y'all don't just want to chat, jump in the Discord. Come in and say y'all piece, man.
We open up. We do this, like I said. I'm gonna take the, of course, like I said, the juicy part of the show today is that we can, if you want to call in questions, got leaked today. Now listen, this rumor came out, I believe it was last year, but Microsoft was making a new controller. And we didn't see it at E3. But that same Foxconn shit over there leaked some photos of the new Elite controller. Now, what's supposed to be new about the new Elite controller? What's supposed to be new? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if we get a new Elite controller, not a new IP. I'm gonna be.
It's supposed to be blue. Have Bluetooth enabled. It's supposed to be 3 selections instead of 2.
USB-C, right?
3 profile configuration.
USB-C.
Longer key travel for pads. USB Type-C. Bluetooth on Win 10. Rechargeable batteries. Undetachable. That's what's known so far.
Let me go again. So
I think people are on the fence about its durability compared to the first one.
Well, I mean, the first one was definitely not as durable as it felt.
Because I got mine right here, and the little. I know people think I'm not critical of Microsoft, but the little rubber things in the bottom.
People have complained.
This is history. History. We gotta notate this date and time for Xbox Juice.
On January 15th at 9:28 p.m. Eastern Time.
He criticized
Microsoft's design on the Xbox One Elite controller, because I mean that rubber stuff just starts falling off. Yeah,
the grips in the back fell off.
You do got sweaty ass palms eating that spicy chicken when you game and shit, man. I will say that though.
But the grips in the back did do that. They did get started raising, and then it kind of just peeled off a little bit on mine, and then at the same time,
in the same place.
The bumper also on mine broke, and so people complain about those 2 things the most.
You're right, because I had to replace my bumper on mine.
Yeah.
You know what? Like I said, that's one thing. I'm not giving Microsoft an excuse, but anything that I buy, normally I get insurance on.
Get insurance, yes.
I'm gonna be honest with
you. Insurance, people.
I'm gonna keep it funky. I took my shit back to the Microsoft store, even though I got it from Best Buy. Oh, this shit is next gen. Yeah, now we do. They swapped that bitch out from twice in the store.
You know what he rolled up in there.
Less than a year? Did you have it less than a year?
1000%. I'm about to finesse the shit out of Best Buy. This is what you do, and I'm gonna tell this to everybody right now.
Oh God.
This is my secret to y'all. Go to Best Buy, buy all your accessories at Best Buy. Get the little plan. Yep. It's gonna be like $5 to $7, right?
No, it's not.
It's like $5 to $7.
Okay.
For that much money,
$150 is
$5 to $7.
Yes, $5 to $7.
Go.
So you get the little plan, right? You got 2 years. On that day that you buy the bitch, on your phone, set a reminder for about 19 months.
Switch it up.
19 months. 19 months. Take it back. Say this one broke, right? They'll point at the game section, tell you to go get a new one. You bring it back up to the counter.
They don't even try it. They don't even test it.
They switch the bitch. Nope. They don't ask you a damn thing. It, nothing. You gotta think. These people at Best Buy don't give a damn. This ain't their money. This Best Buy money.
Add the insurance again. Make sure you add it
switch it over. Add the insurance on the new joint. You got another 19 months. Brand new controller. So this one, as soon as this new one coming out, this one that's sitting right here in front of me, this bitch going right back. Trust facts.
I give away some more secrets, and then they sell it to a reseller like me in bulk, and I buy them $5 and resell them for like $35.
And the bitch works. The bitch works. It works.
Because they go and they test it.
Motherfucker back.
Look, all you gotta do this. All you gotta do this.
Hook me up, nigga.
Walk up in there.
Well, maybe not the elites, but I've had elites for like. I bought an elite for. I'd say the cheapest I got one for like $45.
Let me tell y'all something. The easy way to do it. You can walk up in the store with a Z-Dread hair toupee on. And be like, just say, I know some people that know some people.
I know some people that know some people.
And it's a wrap. They're going, I got you, man. Holler at me in the back.
I ain't claiming to be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but goddamn, my damn sure ain't the dullest. And when them folks get it, hook you up, you know what I mean? But again, like my thing is not my thing, but my question, right? And then, listen, I was being kind of cheap, and I wasn't a big Gears of War guy when the Elite controller came out, you know what I mean? But I wanted, we all like our gadgets and stuff. But how much when the Elite Gears controller? It was like $200, right? I'm like, God, $150 for a decal. I didn't buy it. I thought it'd go down. They wanted like.
It wasn't just a decal though. It did have some extra.
I know, but $50 worth. Like, come on, what we doing here, right? Yo,
but
you cannot find that goddamn controller nowhere. You know what I mean? Only on eBay, and they want $600-700. So we ain't about to do that shit. We ain't about to do that. But I will say this though,
I got one.
I wonder how much are they going to sell this new Elite 2 for? I hope they'll come out to $200.
Same 150.
No, it'll be the same price.
But
It'll
what
be the same 150.
The existing ones, you're going to probably knock those down to about what, $100?
No, they're outside of like GameStop and them being used. They're not going to be on the show. So every Elite controller you see,
though. I'm saying they got
and right now they're going to continue to clear stock, and then they're going to be like new Elite controller 150. It'll be in the same goddamn box, and it'll look the exact same.
Customize it like you do the controllers now.
Unless it looks different, then Best Buy and all them dudes, they gonna put that shit on the same goddamn shelf, and it's still gonna be 150.
I definitely took an L on this one. I saw that one price, I was like, nah, that's what are you doing? But when them joints came out, man, you couldn't find them like a controller.
Well, I used to buy scuffs, so that's why I went with the Elite, because I was like, if it's Microsoft made, I went and used it. I was like, as long as it is compatible and I can switch on the fly, I don't have to pay $230 for a scuff, because that's basically what I was paying. Like I would get everything that I could, and most of the scuffs you had to take them out to put in the trigger stops. Like you had to unscrew this and then hit the latch. If I could do all that on the fly, that was the main reason I bought the Elite, was because I can just move a switch and go from one to the other. I didn't have to, open the screw and then put the lock on and then open it and put the lock off. I didn't have to do all that. That was the number one reason I bought it. And ever since then, I won't go back. Like I don't even play with my other the Project Scorpio controller, that controller, that bitch has never been turned on. I think it's still in the box. I'm dead ass serious. I think it's still in the box.
I mean, I don't use my Elite controller anymore because, it broke, and I'm not going to buy a new one because I knew that there would be another one coming out because of the issues that they had with the first one. But it was so worth it. Like, if you're a gamer, especially if you're play shooters.
Yep.
If you play shooters, if you play fighters, those will be super helpful. Those paddles in the back, what?
I ain't never used the paddles for the shooter. I took the paddles off.
I didn't use them for the. No, they're really helpful. I didn't use the paddles. That controller
to like certain different configurations.
You'll be doing way better in gears if you use them paddles.
Yeah, like I use the paddles for like in Halo. I use them for the booster pack and jumping and melee stuff like that. It's just one of those things you got to get used to. Like I'm used to, like I said, I'm used to using scuffs. So to me, it was just natural. I just switched it over. But in this configuration, I got one configuration for one type of game, and the other, that way I know to switch back and forth, and being able to open the app and just switch the configuration on the controller easily over Wi-Fi. That shit is golden.
What I did with mine is that I used the triggers. I shortened the you can make it so that you don't have to push down as far.
Trigger stop.
So with that, especially with the pistol and gears, I was like pow 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 pow.
It pissed me off though. Like games like Battlefield 1, for certain guns it doesn't work. Like for like the medic guns, the little single shot rapid fire, those fire with that. The pistols fire, but if you try to shoot a sniper rifle or a shotgun, it requires you to do a full pull, so I keep having to turn it off, and I'll forget every damn game.
Annoying.
I'll forget every goddamn game.
That's annoying.
Yeah, and driving's the worst too, like GTA.
I just found out today that you can actually, you can do the dead zones within the Xbox console. You can do a lot of shit with that. I mean, I just seen it just now. Or you can go to whatever game is popping in the community, and you can copy those same settings and see what you can control. That shit is. That shit it's hot.
Another thing that
we know you technologically.
No, I'm just saying a lot of shit there. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something.
Damn.
I'm just saying though, it's just a lot of shit there. Just cause
I didn't know what stuff.
Too much for me to take it in.
I didn't know what to do, Jack. I didn't know how to do it, Jack.
One thing I like about the controllers, and I'm able to use it because I game on. I don't like really using a mouse and keyboard because I like to sit on my ass on the couch and game. And the controller gives me a little bit more sensitivity where I just don't get my ass bust so much on the PC when I'm playing.
Pause.
Right.
What? Stop it. Stop that. Oh, my God.
What?
I hate when you do that.
It's a force of habit. It's a force of habit. It's a force of habit.
You are a grown ass man. You are not gonna be.
It's a reflex.
Yeah, right. It is a reflex. It's not a fault. It just is what it is.
Yo, we gonna crack niggas' ass. Pause.
Right. Couple decades worth of doing this is not gonna change. It's not gonna change today.
What I do want to touch on a bit, and we haven't touched this, and since D here, it'll be nice. I do want to touch on CES 2018.
Which I just did a video today. Look at that shit. Yeah, I sprinkled all that.
Put the link in, Mass.
Video today. Check out Mass video. So I definitely want D's and Mass opinion on this and everybody else. Some great TVs. I was looking at TCL. Their 6 series. They have a 55-inch and a 65-inch coming out. The 55-inch is going to be $650, the same as last year model, with some great specs on it. Hisense got they got a 65-inch TV with 1,050 demi zones, 2,000 nits, HDR10, Dolby Digital. Oh man, bro! Hey, between Samsung, a lot of these they're gonna have a lot of competition this year from these vendors that we can.
Hey, you know what's crazy, yo? You know what's crazy? Let me tell you a true story. I just hit D up. When I hit D up, 2 weeks ago, right? Because I said, I just got the green screen. Shout out to Blue. Blue was my help in the middle late night. Blue helped me late night. I got the green screen and all that shit, right? Make a long story short, my live stream can be more official. I said, you know what, damn, I'm gonna buy because on my desk I have I don't know what size this is. This is 40. I think it's a 40-inch, a 4K joint. I said I'm gonna get the 49-inch from Samsung, like the KS8 that I was asking was the equivalent. But now you're telling me because I heard good big things about the TLC.
TCL
and the Hisense, it was just about the same. You know what I mean? Like I'm just.
What I learned is that TCL in the States we look at these as low budget TVs, but on the international level, these TVs are huge. They're like the Samsung of it. So we're looking at them as low budget. But I even saw their 8 series that TCL does that's international that's pretty much not coming to the States. And oh my fucking God. Like you would think it's a QLED TV. Man, Joe, I did not know from an international perspective that TCL was that big in the TV market. But in the States, they're just now gaining ground due to the P series last year. Yeah. But the new 6 series they got coming out this year, the 55-inch, I think it went from 72 demi zones to 92. I think the 65 got 120 demi zones.
Where do you buy these TVs from? Where do you buy them at? Where do you buy them?
Best Buy.
Best Buy.
They will be coming out in the spring. They say they're coming out in spring. They say the P series from last year, which is the 6 series this year, the 55-inch, is going to stay at $650. Yep. You still going to get the HDR, the Dolby.
My boy. When we went Black Friday, when I was talking about Black Friday, that's what he bought. He bought the a TCL. That shit was $350.
And the input lag is like
55
15 milliseconds.
Oh, I'm on it.
And they
but the 350 one he bought was the C, not the P.
Okay, yeah, but I'm talking about the P, the one that everybody was getting for the gaming. But they
on Black Friday,
they compare so good with like the Samsung models and things like that. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of the TV for last year.
Hey, what is what I think about on the TVs here for the Hisense TV? They've kind of been ahead a little bit with technology. They've had quantum dots for a while. They've had a lot of dimming zones for a while. Their Achilles heel is their processing. To be honest with you, their processing has never really been that good. So I really need to see that Hisense before I would start recommending it. But the TCL, it was an excellent TV. Great color reproduction. It had a high color gamut. It did great HDR. It did Dolby Vision as well. And for such a low price of $600, that was ridiculous. And this year, like you said, they've improved on it, and it's going to be the same price. It's going to have more dimming zones. I think it's going to be really popular. This year, this is how I think the TVs break down. I think if you're on a budget and you want a good gaming TV that does HDR, does Dolby Vision, and you don't got a lot of money to spend, you get the TCL P series.
With the low
now, if you got a little bit more money to spend, the next step up would be the 900F, the new Sony 900F. they're also increasing their dimming zones, but they also increased they also changed the chip in it. It has the top of the line chip that's in their their flagship TV. So the processing is going to be a lot better on that TV. It gets a little bit brighter. And to be honest with you, Sony does motion excellent. They make good TVs. Like they're back for the last 2 years. They started making good TV again. And I think the 900F is really going to be the TV that a lot of people get this year. Now, if you wanna go a little bit higher, of course, we got the OLED. OLED is king. You're not gonna get a better looking image in the market right now than an OLED TV, but they're a little bit more expensive than the other ones. I'm
in the market for one.
I think a lot of people are gonna pick up the Samsung models because the Samsung QLED models, they offer variable refresh rate. So a lot of Xbox One X owners are gonna be attracted to that because you're gonna have games, say they unlock it at like 45 frames per second or whatever. It's going to be buttery smooth. You're going to think you're playing 60 frames per second. You're going to have better input lag. You're going to have better response time. It's just gamers are going to be attracted to that. And of course, the quantum dot TVs, they're really bright. They're saturated with colors. But this year, finally, because Samsung, I don't know what they were thinking last year, but they didn't have any full array models. This year they will. So the Q8 and the Q9 models, those ones will have full array local dimming. And those ones, from what I've seen and the reports that we're hearing out of CES, the black levels are excellent on that TV. Not going to be as good as OLED, but it's getting really, really good. Of course, a full array with a full array local dimming set, you're just going to get better blacks. You're going to get better dim. It's just a fact. And they're using a new metal in their quantum dots that can control the light better and diffuse it better. And I think this year it's going to look good. But I'm hoping that Samsung is smart because last year when they released the QLEDs, they were very expensive. And to be honest with you, they were marginally better than the TVs before. And in some regards, they took a step backwards. And they were priced a lot more. The KS TVs, those were priced like fire, and they were awesome TVs. But last year, the high price point, to be honest with you, you could get an OLED cheaper than you could get a 65-inch QLED TV. And that's just ridiculous. So Samsung this year, hopefully they release their Q8 full array line, competitively priced with the 900F because Sony said it's going to be priced the same as last year. So those TVs in Canada at some point, actually in the States at some point in the year, they went at $1,000 US. Some point last year you could get the 900F 55-inch for $1,000. And Sony is saying that this year they've increased it, they made it better, and they're going to keep the same price point. That's going to be attractive to a lot of people.
Now I did hear. I forgot which video I was watching. The guy said he saw a few behind the scene demos that wasn't on the show floor, and I'm not sure if he said LCD or LED, but he said one of the companies, he was under NDA, so he couldn't name them. They have an LCD or LED technology that will either be on par with OLED or even surpass it.
Yeah, that's probably.
And I think they was getting into Samsung, but he couldn't. And then his partner was like, "Are you about Samsung?" But
I'll tell you what it is. It's okay. They have two things. So they have the LED. We've all seen that. That's going to be coming out, and by all accounts, the black levels are pretty much same as OLED because they can individually control each pixel, so they can turn the light off completely. So you're going to get 0% black. It's going to be black. Now the problem with the micro LED right now is that the panels that they have, you can kind of see the panel together, especially when it's an all black screen, and it's not the best looking. So that's a little bit far off. I would say maybe next year we'll start seeing them, and when they first come out, they're going to be for the really rich. It's going to be very expensive.
Like
but behind
the wall they showed,
what they were showing was
that's just going to be $1 billion.
Behind the scenes, what they were showing was a what's the acronym? QCDF, whatever. A quantum dot. It's almost emissive the way that they do it, and that is the one that you're probably talking about. That's going to be competing with OLED. Now I'm hearing that it looks pretty good. It was shown behind scenes, so only a few people got to see it, and they're saying that, for all reports are that this is what's going to try to challenge OLED.
Yeah, because especially because the problem with TVs is especially the ones that they showed at CES, they're either going to go way left and try to do some random shit like the roll-up TV.
Yep, the roll-up TV.
Right, the roll-up TV, the wall.
The laser projector with Hisense with that laser projector.
Yep, the AI TVs. Sony did that. They got the 8K one, the 10,000 nit.
Yeah, that 10,000 nit. Yeah.
Like, you know, they all these TVs, none of these TVs, unless you out here playing for the Lakers or the Warriors, we ain't buying these TVs. We don't buy these TVs. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I'm not paying a car for a TV. You kiss my ass. That's gonna be irrelevant in a year.
And Samsung this year, they're actually releasing
college tuition
TV. You know that, right?
What happened?
This year, later on this year, the end of the year, Samsung's gonna release an 8K TV.
Yep.
Yeah, but there's no point.
OLED.
LG
LG showed one too. It's like all of them are like upwards of like 80 inches.
Yeah.
Like
that's for someone who's like really like, you know, like those rich people that they can get they can get some movies. Like, you know how there's people who get movies like straight to their houses and in the format of like the way it was shot on film. So that's for those people.
Yeah,
we regular people, we ain't getting this shit.
You pay $20K a month and you get any movie you want.
The reports from CES on that TV though is that it has some AI in it, so it upscales the image. And all the experts that saw it, they said, oh, "Man, like it did its job because there was a lot more." And like they said they put a magnifying glass so they couldn't see the pics. It was like literally looking through a window. Because at 8K, your eyes are going to start to think that image is real because it's going to look real, and especially with HDR and the proper luminance. Like a TV like that, an 8K TV with 10,000 nits, what Sony is providing there, you're going to think you're looking through a window. Your mind is going to be fooled. Your eyes are going to be fooled. It's going to process it like it's real.
Let me tell you something. I'm balling on the budget over here, so I'm gonna get a pack of noodles with some hot sauce and the TCL for some tender care and love, player.
Hey, let's check it out. If anybody got any questions before we get the hell up out of here during the show, Blue put the link to the Discord down below. If you're not a part of the Discord, you have a question you want to ask live on the air, you can. Gunny PS of this new monitor is sick as fuck. Anything that we talked about today, whether the Elite Controller 2, it was also rumored that Microsoft.
CES though had a lot of gaming related stuff as a whole, like the Nvidia TVs, well, the G-Sync TVs, the 65-inch
how much
big ass monitors, and they all have G-Sync in them, and they're made by, you know, the normal brands, Asus, Acer, those whole nines, but
HP.
Those things right there, HDR. Man, I'm gonna get one of those.
Video, bro.
How much are they?
Oh my god.
No price yet.
Yeah, there's no price. I'll say four.
Has been waiting for something like that because they like the low refresh rate, the input lag of a monitor, right? So
yeah, like I'm gonna get one because I don't play any PC games on TV. I don't play half my Xbox games on TV or PlayStation games. They're all on my monitor because I'm sitting at my desk 90% of the time. But man,
the best thing
somebody playing on it.
The best performance out of your TV, the best looking third-party games coming out this next year. For $500, get the Xbox.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at
this man turned immediately into a sales ad.
Even if you got a 1080p TV,
Microsoft better not sleep on it.
Yeah, that's great.
Because the QLED TVs will be supporting that feature, so these developers need to start enabling the variable refresh rate in these games.
Dickens, you need to join the games Discord, man, where you can hop on and ask that question.
What's the guy's name?
Brad
Zell
Dickens.
That's an awkward name. But, you know, there's a rumor going around with the original announcer for the NBA Jam. They are working with Microsoft to bring back NBA Jam for the 25th anniversary. So, you know, NBA Jam
was Acclaim? Wow. Acclaim made that back in the day?
NBA Jam was wild.
Midway made that.
NBA made that. It was NBA. And Midway had arch rivals.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
That
what
was
else?
The joint back in the day. But go ahead, Mass.
What else? They had the Vive Pro. So a new VR headset for people who like VR. I wouldn't upgrade if you already have a Vive. There's no point. Like it has a higher resolution for the same performance, but that's bullshit. I just want to put that out there. That is complete and utter bullshit. I don't care what they say. If you go up in resolution in the headset, then you're gonna need a better performing computer. Period. I don't give a damn what they.
No, I don't know. I gotta disagree with that. I played the new headsets, and I played like the mixed reality headsets that aren't even as good as the Oculus. And to be honest with you, that extra resolution, it does make it. So I gotta just.
No, I agree that no, I'm not saying that the resolution doesn't make a difference. They said that you can get a better resolution for the same performing PC as the old ones. They said if you have the minimum required spec computer on for the original HTC Vive, that you will get the higher resolution performance out of the Vive 2.
Yeah, but
no. I don't give a damn. You'll get the resolution, but the performance will take a hit.
It depends on what GPU that you have. That's kind of variable.
No,
depends on the GPU.
That's what I'm saying. For the same exact they saying for the same exact spec if you just put one headset to the other headset, you will get a higher resolution output with no performance hitches. Bullshit. I'm gonna call bullshit.
You know what it is? It's because the pixels they're actually smaller, so you're not getting that. You're getting less screen door effect. So it looks. I played it. I think you got to try it first. But I actually
the Vive 2 or the Vive Pro.
I actually believe that statement. But what was the most interesting that came out of that conference about the Vive and the original Vive and the Vive Pro is that both of them are going to be able to be updated to be wireless. Going to be a new wireless feature that comes out, and you can do your VR wirelessly. And I think that's excellent. I think all VR needs to go wireless. And I think once it goes wirelessly and it comes down in price. I think it's really gonna shoot. VR is dope. Like playing on the Xbox One X, on the Oculus Rift, on a 100-foot TV. Like you can't describe that. It's just it's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, any questions? He said going once, going twice.
Remember too that when you join the Discord, it's not only for voice. I know some of you are shy. There are also rooms in here for you to give us your questions via text for, the future shows and things like that. So definitely join if you want to do that and if you want to know what we're doing and what we're up to so that you can see when we go live and things like that. So
don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Ice T-Bo said Def Jam Vendetta needs to come back. Hey, T-Bo, needs to go sit your ass down somewhere. T-Bo still wearing them big ass baggy ass jeans. That was a dog shit game. Def Jam and Vendetta, that was dog shit.
I like Def
Jam. Fight for New York.
Man,
I like that. Fight for New York was better. Yeah,
Fight for New York was Vendetta.
Vendetta was the last one, right?
Yeah,
the one before that. Yeah.
Fight for New York was Flames. Vendetta, them niggas could keep.
What about Fight Night?
We need Fight Night.
Fight Night needs to come back 1,000%.
Yeah, I ain't with all that UFC, all that flipping.
That's why they not going. Fight Night's not coming back.
Backwards compatibility, Microsoft. If you listening, backwards compatibility.
The reason Fight Night is not coming back is because everybody's on UFC right now.
Remember when we all saw that game being demoed for the first time? We were all like, "Holy shit, what is this?" That game was amazing, man.
So additional information tomorrow will be the last day for you all to send your audio in.
Correct.
And be in for the free copy of PUBG. So I got a few people who have already sent the audio in. Shout out to everybody who done that. I want it from the Patreon members as well. But tomorrow is the last day, so make sure y'all get that audio in.
Yes. All right. Patreon members also have a special role on the Discord, so if you want that, come through.
Yeah, all right. I'll leave the link there. Here's a shameless plug. A horse is a horse, that is, of course.
Send that audio though.
Send that audio. But anyway,
Friday we are going in. Gears match come through. Yeah. We will be streaming it, of course.
We're playing. We playing again. Press pause.
Press start podcast.
Yeah. Fuck them. Press rewind. We gonna bust.
You know what? That's the guy that clowned me on the. Assassin's Creed. You go get him.
Yeah. That's what man. Hey yo, that shit crazy. He Nigerian, he motherfucker from Kenya. Two black brothers out there arguing in Canada, man. We gonna put an end to this shit here. We gonna
bring me his head.
Press pause.
Yeah, I'm about to go press lose.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But no, we out here. Thank you all for rocking out again with the
the
Xbox Beast Fire. Tomorrow, a post. Did that guy confirm for the interview? I was supposed to do it today, but I forgot.
Oh, yo! I ain't finna say nothing, but I'm glad you brought this up. If y'all don't do nothing else, tune in tomorrow evening. We have a big exclusive interview that you don't want to miss. All right,
What you said, around 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock?
Around 5 o'clock. We're going to double check it. We're going to double check just to make sure. But y'all will not want to miss. This is going to be an epic proportion.
Yeah, man.
It's good.
Yeah,
Don't oversleep this time, Z.
I'm going to bed tonight.
Yo,
we got it. We got this.
Yo, I'm telling y'all, if I ain't said nothing else, y'all not going to want to miss this interview. Point blank. I ain't saying nothing else.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you for rocking out with the Broadband Bullies. We out here. Thank you for coming out. God bless.
Bye.
Good night.
Deuces.
Peace.